Hey guys, it is Cece. I am CeeMyCurlz. I'm back with another chit chat. Get ready with me. And as you see by the title, today we will be talking about my college roommate horror story. I was inspired to make this video by my friend, that one girl. Her name is Sierra. I will go ahead and link her original video down below because boo chilla, the girls on our campus were a hot mess. Like, we went to Salisbury University and just watching her video on her story, it had me shook all over again because I'm just like, wow, these girls really had no home training. And I honestly feel like she was nice. Like, when she was airing her roommate out, I still feel like she was polite about it. And today, I'm finally letting all my frustration go because my roommate was a hot mess. So go ahead, sit back, relax. I'm gonna put on some makeup because I got some other videos to get out the way. And we're gonna go ahead and get right into this ridiculous story. All right, y'all, so as y'all know, let me get a little close. Got my mirror and stuff over here. So if you guys see me looking off, I'm just checking the mirror. I got my notes down below because I did not want to miss a single detail on how ridiculous this roommate was. When I tell you the whole entire year with her was redonkulous, it was a hot mess. So we're going to name her because I don't want to be like completely rude and like just put her on blast because she definitely has me on social media. But honestly, I don't care if she sees this video, but we're going to name this girl Diamante. Now, mind you, this girl is not why did I just come up with that name? This girl is not what Diamante usually is, okay? I'm gonna just be real. I went to a PWI, which means a predominantly white institution. So I did have to room with somebody who is of the opposite race than me. And you know, you don't think that's a big deal until you start thinking about, if you had friends growing up who were different races, then you kind of like, oh, this might be a thing. Because I came from Montgomery County, Maryland. So we're a really diverse area. I'm like, what do I want? Montgomery County is a super diverse area. So I've spent the night at white people's houses. I spent the night at Asian people's houses. I spent the night at black people's houses. Spent the night at African people's houses. I spent the night at Hispanic people's houses. So, you know, I haven't really ran into anything that was completely, do I have any dark spots? Let me just get a little mini mirror. This is like the first time I've recorded in a long time, y'all. So if I'm acting crazy, I'm just getting back in the swing of things. But yeah, it's not like I'm not used to, you know, hanging out with other people, different cultures. I'm not one of those people who have to be surrounded by black people, even though I do prefer it. But she was my first, like, not actually my first, I guess technically she was my first white roommate because I did have cluster mates freshman year. We're just gonna do like some light foundation. I'll link all the details down below. I don't want a really heavy look though. Let's try that again. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So I lived on campus for my first 2 years, and then finally junior year, I got the courage. I was like, you know what? I did the budgeting. I realized the apartment complex I was staying at on campus was very expensive compared to the other places like right outside of campus. And plus our rooms were so freaking small on campus. So I decided to move to University Park. Like I said, I went to Salisbury University. I was so excited. I was moving into a nice little 2x2. I had my own bathroom, my own bedroom. Only thing we had to share was the common area, which was the kitchen and the, you know, TV, because I brought the TV actually. So I still decided to share it, but it was my TV. So, you know, I meet her. She's eccentric, but like, I don't mind eccentric because I'm actually pretty weird too. And like, she helped us decorate, you know, fill the apartment. Now, did I like the decorations? The decorations were interesting. Like, she used to steal stuff. So she was like, oh yeah, I got that plant at Walmart the other day. They didn't see me. And like, I know one time we had like Buddhist priests come in and she stole the flags from school. And I'm just like, yo, you're gonna get me in trouble one day. But we kind of like, we hung out a bit whenever we were both in the common area because we both like having friends over and stuff. So let's see, let's do some under eye. So like, you know, when you fill out your roommate thing, the first thing they normally ask you is, how clean do you like your apartment? I, for one, when it comes to other people who I don't, you know what they're doing on a daily basis, I like my apartment pretty daggone clean. Like, close to spotless as I can get, because I'm not gonna act like I'm the most cleanest person in the room, but like, I don't play about dirty sinks. I don't play about dirty countertops. I don't play about smells. Like, I clean up after myself for the most part, or at least I try to like make it a habit. I clean up after my guests as well when we would share or when I would have guests over. So the first thing that I started to notice about her was, even though she said she was clean, she ain't know what clean mean. That girl is not that clean. And when I say that, I mean she would cook and then leave the pots out for days. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, is because we share the stove. So you not only got our pots that she said we could share on top of that. So we shared some cooking ware so that you know that we didn't have doubles and that we could get more storage out of our kitchen. So we shared a lot of cooking ware, and she would be over here leaving her stuff in there for days, and I'd be like, I'm not about to clean up after you, so I'd be having to say, yo, I'm trying to cook. Can you go ahead and clean up your stuff? So I had to be on her about that. That was already annoying, because that's usually like my biggest pet peeve, and I had recently already dealt with the roommate previously who kept the kitchen a mess, and it made it hard because I was a vegetarian. I think I was actually a vegetarian when I first started. Yep, I sure was. I was a vegetarian when I first started rooming with her too. So cooking was really important because that's how I would eat. I couldn't really eat out that much. So dishes everywhere, sinks dirty, you know, just exactly the opposite of what I asked for. But I coped, I dealt with it. I would say she tried, heavy on the try. I'm not gonna act like she completely cleaned up her act. There were still days where I had to clean up after her just to get my things done. And those are the types of things that annoy me. So I told you guys I was a vegetarian at the time, right? Yup, I did. And back then there were very few snacks that I could eat. But there was one thing that always made me happy, and that was fish sticks. Like, I lived for fish sticks. I was obsessed with fish sticks. Fish sticks were like my chicken nuggets, because I love chicken nuggets and I couldn't eat chicken nuggets back then. So I always have fish sticks in the fridge or the freezer. Like, that was my one thing, don't touch. If I share my fish sticks with you, that means I love you. So I want to say it was like first weekend on campus, everybody lit, or it was in like that first month, you know, when everything's lit, there's stuff to do, there's parties. And at school, there was a lot of on-campus parties for the Blacks, like, you know, life, Black party life. I don't know how to say it, but with Black people, we went to the on-campus parties, okay? So I went to one of those one night, and she told me, she's like, is it cool if I have a kickback at the place? I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine, have fun. I won't be back till late because I'm going to a party and I'm gonna be messed up. So, you know, it's all good, sis. So I, you know, have fun. I turn up, I'm lit, and I keep telling my best friend Josh, because my best friend Josh was here for all her craziness, bro. So I'm over here telling my best friend, I'm like, bro, we about to get back in this crib, and I'm about to make these fish sticks, and I'm about to crush. Mind you, it's like 2 in the morning, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm about to crush. And she also had friends over, don't forget that part. So we get back, place is a hot mess, like trash. And then I'm looking at her story on the way back, and I see that she records somebody busting a hole in the wall. So I'm already like, yo, there better not be a hole in the wall. So I get inside, we assess the area. We're like, okay, that must have been a different place in UP, thank God. So I go over to the trash can. You know what the first thing I see in the trash can is? My daggone fish sticks. Y'all know I caused the scene. I'm like, oh, what? I'm lit, guys. I was like, oh, hell no. Why are my fish sticks in the trash can? Who ate my fish sticks at 2 o'clock in the morning? My best friend over here like, he's like, oh God. Cause like, if there's one thing you don't do, you don't mess with my food. 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 I don't like sharing food. So why would you even think that you could touch my fish sticks? So one of her friends come out, not her. She's all like, oh yeah, it got super crazy out here. And just randomly, they just started making fish sticks. And I'm just like, why were they even in the kitchen in the first place? She's like, we were having such a good time. And Diamante said that they were hers. So we let them go for it. I'm like, okay, I guess that's still weird because my guests will never be cooking stuff in my fridge. Like, even if I have guests, I'll make it for them. I don't want my guest in my stuff that I share with my roommate, you know? So they go the next day, they buy me a huge bag of fish sticks. I'm like, okay, I guess, because you know it was a bigger bag than what I even bought. So I wasn't too mad anymore. So, you know, there's just like the normal, like she's still dirty sometimes, but like we're getting along for the most time. She gets on my nerves sometimes. I probably got on her nerves a few times, but like we were getting along. Like I would not say that it was a terrible living situation at kind of. So it's about time for winter break, Christmas break. And I tell her, I'm like, hey, I'm leaving first. So can you make sure that the trash gets out before I leave? She's like, oh yeah, I got you. Cause usually like Thanksgiving, I was the last person to leave. So I took out the trash. So it's her turn to make sure that the trash was out before we both left for break. So I, you know, Christmas passed, New Year's passed. My school was like one of the last people who would go back to school. So like we were bored and me and my cousin were like, well, we might as well get snowed in at your apartment so that we don't have to be around our parents. Cause you know, like when you first get back from school, you don't want to be around your parents all the time. Like you just want to do your own thing. So it was one of those things. So I was like, oh yeah, we can go back to school. Like that's fine. I was like, we can crash in my apartment. This will be cool. Little did I know, I get back. And when I tell y'all Negroes, my apartment, oh wait, we forgot blush, y'all. Cause I'm trying to learn how to use my little Fenty blush. Let me set this real quick. But when I tell y'all that my apartment was covered in fruit flies, I mean a fruit fly infestation, guys. I mean like clouds of fruit flies. Like they're laying on you. They're everywhere. And I'm like, bruh, what the heck is going on? And I'm smelling something. I was like, why does it stink? Why does it stink? This chick ain't take out the trash. We've been gone for at least 2-3 weeks now. And she ain't take out the trash. And now, them dirty little fruit flies had time to not only live in my apartment, but they done made babies and my apartment is covered in fruit flies. Like, I don't even think you guys can realize what I say, like covered. I mean, like when you guys think of cockroach infestations, think of that, but they're flying, okay? It was the most disgusting thing I've ever had to deal with. So I call her, I don't even text her, I call her. I say, yo, you didn't take out the trash. She was like, what's up? What's wrong? I was like, I'm at the apartment and it's disgusting. We're covered in fruit flies. She's like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry, Cece, that you have to deal with that. I'll be back by the end of the weekend. I'm just like, what is the end of the weekend gonna do? I already took out the trash. Like, now we gotta get rid of all these things. So like now I gotta spend my whole time here trying to get rid of fruit flies when I was supposed to be chilling and getting snowed in and drinking wine and watching movies. So that happened, right? We get past it. I move on. It's whatever. I just know she a dirty little chick now. Like she's dirty in my books. I don't put it past her anymore. I called her dirty at this point. So at this point, I'm just trying to finish my semester out because I know she wasn't gonna renew her contract. So I knew, I was like, you only gotta live with her this year. You're gonna be okay. Like, it's not the end of the world. So we, like in Salisbury, right? We had these crazy floods. Let me look at what we're doing. Y'all, don't laugh at me while I put on my blush. But we used to have crazy floods in Salisbury, like knee deep, like unsafe, like some of the dorms used to flood, like crazy floods. So it was a flood night. And I guess my roommate, like she had to like walk home from campus. I don't know, but she had to do something. So like she came back drenched. And it's me and my best friend again, my best friend Josh. And we're just doing homework, studying, chilling. He was like, I ain't trying to drive in that storm. So, you know, we were just chilling. Why does this chick, right, as soon as she walks in, she's like, I'm soaking wet. When I tell y'all she's stripped in front of us, and mind you, her room, okay, so this is, let's do some makeup real quick. So, this the couch. Rare Beauty's the couch. This the door. Fenty Beauty's the door. Door's not that far from the couch. And, oh man, I can't hold it all up. All right, but still think about, my apartment is not that big, guys. This is her bedroom door. She literally only had to take 10 steps. But no. Diamante is crazy behind, gets naked in front of us. And when I mean naked. She strips out of her jacket, she strips out of her pants, she takes off her top, her bra, and she walks just with her little flabby cheeks to her bedroom. with her clothes in her hand. So it's not like she even just like left them at the door to come get them after she, you know, finished like drying off. No, she did that because there was a dude in the house. I'm completely convinced. I'm convinced that chick was thirsty, because I'm just like, what on God's name would convince you to strip in front of a man that you don't even know? Like, make it make sense, because I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm looking at my best friend and we both just looking at each other disgusted, like, why did that just happen? And at that point, I'm really over Diamante. Like, I'm just like, yo, y'all need to get rid of this chick. This chick is crazy. Like, I don't have time. So, you know, we're headed towards probably springtime now. And she has those friends over again. And I'm just minding my business, washing my dishes. They just got there. They said hello to me. And they go back to her room. You know, they're just kikiing. But our walls are very thin at this apartment complex. So if somebody's sitting in the kitchen area and you're in your bedroom, 9 times out of 10, they can hear everything word for word that you're saying if you're just like talking in your normal tone, honestly. That's how thin our walls were. So I wasn't trying to eavesdrop on them. They were just being loud. And they're just talking, you know, about the last time they visited. And I hear these bums, yes, bums. I hear these bums say, haha, remember when Cece got mad at us for eating her fish sticks and we had to tell her that it wasn't us? When I tell you I dropped the dishes in the sink and I was just like, and she probably don't know to this day that I heard them say that. But that was when I knew I don't like this chick. Like, she a B word in my head at this point. I'm like, yo, she got me messed up. I'm done being nice to her. She dirty. Like, I can't believe her. So that same weekend, you know, I'm just keeping it to myself because at this point I'm over her. That same weekend, I come home, you know, from a party again. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. My best friend drops me off. And I open my door. And you know what I see these Negroes doing on my kitchen table? These Negroes are snorting cocaine or whatever the heck they were snorting up their nostrils. But I kid you not, I caught them going. And then they all just looked at me and I was just like, oh, hell no. And I was just like, hi. And I ran to my room. I was like, no. Not only do I live with, you know, white people. I'm not saying there's literally nothing wrong with living with white people. But I have a problem with people doing drugs. The only drugs that I don't mind being around is marijuana, and that's it. Because people who are on marijuana do not act a fool. Now, people who are on other drugs act a hot ass mess. I'm sorry for the cursing. I really be trying not to cuss on these videos, but my friends know I got potty mouth, and y'all, a hot mess. So I'm just like, I'm not about to deal with them. Like, I called my best friend as soon as I got back. He was like, do you want to come to my place? Like, what are you going to do? Like, you want me to come get you? I'm just like, no, I'm locking myself in my room for the night and I'm going to sleep. So that's what I did. And, you know, things are finally like starting to wrap up. And this time, you know, I think the semester has passed. Summer has started. And the way our contracts work is you had your apartment, if you weren't going to renew for the next semester, you have your apartment until like end of July, and then they get things cleaned and then they move in the next roommate. So am I about to do my eyeliner on camera? Probably not. So I'm gonna just finish up with this last part, because this is the last part of the whole thing, and then we'll look at the final look. But yeah, so I'm down there for the weekend. I want to say, was this right before my birthday? It's probably right before my 21st birthday. I'm down there hanging with some friends. We're having Uno night. We're having girls night. We're drinking. We're chilling. Why do I get, and when I tell y'all like crazy, I get this pounding on my door like, open the damn door. No, let me in. Open the door, Diamante. Let me in. Me and my friends ran into my room. And I'm just like, hey, what is going on? I'm like, I've had it. I'm done with this chick. Like, what is happening now? And so my roommate's hiding in her room. And I call her. I'm like, yo, what's going on? And she's like, that's my ex. I just broke up with him. And I'm just like, well, do I need to get the bat? Because I can't with this. This is scary. So, I forget what we had to do, but basically we have to have, oh, okay, I remember. One of Diamante's friends, a different friend, not the crazy friends, a friend that I actually kind of slightly got along with, they went to cool the guy down because he was also a guy as well. And I was like, he gotta handle this. Like, this is scary. So he goes outside, calms the dude down. And I'm just sitting here just like, I have never dealt with the most ghetto things in my life till I had this girl as a roommate. And I'm just like, the ghetto. Honestly, the ghetto. But yeah, like, alright guys, so that is my horror story. Yeah, I hope Diamante is doing well. But honestly, like, at the end of the day, she was a nice person, but she was a sucky roommate. Let's just be honest. Guys, don't lie when you say you're clean. Like, the only person that you're going to make mad is yourself because your roommate's going to be annoyed that you're not as clean as you say you are, okay? So I hope you guys like the look. It's a real basic look. You know, we got a little highlight because you guys know I'm a highlight ho. But, you know, we had to put a little glam into it. So I'll link everything that I used down below in the comments. And don't forget to check out my friend's college roommate horror story. Hers is just as funny, I promise. I was cackling watching her joint, okay? So go ahead and subscribe to her channel too. She is almost at 1K subscribers. Her name is That One Girl. But I will catch you guys in my next video. Let me know down below if you guys want more chit chat. Get ready with me this summer because the summer is coming, which means I'll be getting ready to go do stuff because the streets are calling. The streets are calling my name. The streets are calling my name. So yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see down below. And I love you guys. Stay blessed and bye.